me about storing the data, and when people get their results cards, they're looking to see the choices they made and are their outcomes different from somebody else. So I was explaining, well, because if I'd have done that, if I'd have kept the data and had it database driven, then I would have also been making judgments about people, which I didn't want to do, because for me everybody's equal. So the idea is that the results are fair and non-judgmental results for everybody.
Well, it sounds like it was a really interesting project for you to do, and it's been part of quite a long career at the Manchester College for you, hasn't it?
Yes. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. The staff have been fantastic. In fact, I think the one thing I'm going to miss is the creative buzz, because, you know, everybody feeds off everybody else, and, you know, you can always, there's loads of people that you can sort of sound ideas around with, and it really is kind of a hotbed of creativity at the college, which is great. It's great to be in that environment, and it's been a really fantastic experience for me.
So you've been doing the degree part-time, haven't you?
Yes, I have, yes.
And do you recommend that as a way of studying? What are the benefits of doing it that way?
I think so, because I think especially, I mean, to be honest, I really admire the full-time students, because I think if you've got family commitments or work commitments, it is so incredibly difficult. And part-time, it just gives you the flexibility to be able to fit it around your lifestyle, and really suited me because I have a young family and I wanted to be able to balance study and family life well. But yes, I was going to say that I do feel for the full-time students, because I think, you know, if they've got a lot of other commitments, it's incredibly hard to fill everything, so it's demanding, very demanding.
So what's next for you? What's next?
Well, for me, I'm wanting to take a bit of time to consider options, and in particular, I've been considering looking at Islamic art, because Muslims have a great tradition of Islamic art, but it's always very traditional, and I think that there's a space for an English revert Muslim to put a modern day twist on things, and maybe make things a little bit more contemporary, more for this time and now, and maybe specifically targeted towards Muslims in the UK as well. So I'm interested in doing that, and also looking at particular art to do with political statements as well. I seem to have noticed that as I've done the course, I seem to be drawn by politics a lot, and so I think that's probably where my inspiration will be gained from. Yes.
Well, good luck with your next venture anyway, Haja, and thank you very much for being interviewed.
Thanks very much.
So, hope you're all still following us on Facebook and Twitter, and of course we're streaming live in Ustream. Now we're going to cut to another video, and it's going to be from the Media Development team.
I chose the Manchester College because I heard a lot about it. It was recommended by the teachers from school, got the prospectuses, went to a lot of the open evenings. It seemed like a really good place. People seemed friendly who interviewed me.
I came on an induction day and I got shown around the college, and I thought the facilities were really good, and when they told me what I was going to be doing in the course, I thought it was good for me.
Anybody who was given a place on the course was sent a welcome pack. They would tell you, where the public transport systems are located. You also got a list of accommodation that would be affordable and then ideally situated to where we were studying.
The resources at the college are brilliant. They're very practical, like all the software that are on all the machines. is regularly updated, so you're always kind of ahead of everyone else. The gyms at another local campus at Openshaw is good for people who, you know, like to keep fit.
There's the library and there's the IT computers. The library is really good because you can just pick up a book. It's good for research.
They also have computers in there. You have a library card and you can catch up on some work on the computers.
It gives you the opportunity to go and study in your own space if you need to. We use the books and the lady in there helps us find anything we need.
We have our own theatre with 100 seats in there for when we perform. We have a costume department. We've got an on-site IT suite, you know, with full internet access and things like that. So getting access to information and things is not really a problem. You just walk down the hall from one of the classrooms that you're in and there you go.
The common room is good because you could just go up there anytime you want, chill, meet up with friends, work, have something to eat there because there's vending machines in there as well.
There's loads of support in college, such as the youth workers, which we have here. They're so friendly. If you have a problem, you can just go and talk to them.
There's a financial advisor who does a drop-in session. You can pop down there and speak to them if you've got any financial difficulties, and there is additional support like bursaries that they can offer to you if they think that you really need the support, along with your student loans.
I've found out I've got dyslexia. They tested me for it when I came, and I've had a lot of support with my English and my maths and even my assignments.
When I was done my first year at Manchester College, I met a few friends, and one of them just happened to be playing for England, cerebral palsy, which is one of the disability teams, and it's a disability I've got as well. So I've been with England now 2 years. When I've been playing for the team, I've had a lot of support from the college and from the tutors. You know, if I've been away, when I've come back, I've always had the help needed. The support of the college is fantastic with it, so it really helps.
I would recommend it, definitely, because it's got the right equipment, it's got the right facilities.
The tutors are great. They offer a wide range of courses.
They all hands-on and they know what they're doing, and they got the right people behind the courses, and you learn a lot about the industries that you want to get into, so I suggest they do come down and check it out.
Fine Arts Centre here in Hume, Manchester. I'm joined out by Anne, and you're on the radio production course, you're the tutor, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm the course leader for radio production.
So what does radio production involve then? What do they do on the course?
Oh, well, we're really proud of our students this year. What they do is they do a lot of recording, editing and mixing and putting together features. So when they get on the course in the first year, we really get their editing skills down, really get their recording skills down. They spend hours in the studio. It might sound a bit boring to some, but they love it so much. And they do a lot of music shows in the first year. We've got a few on laptops for people to actually listen to. And then when they get into the second year, we actually try and hone their skills into more specialised projects. And one of the projects they did was a live debate on North Manchester FM.
Oh, fantastic.
And so we had 18 students having to get guests and come up with topics to debate. Some were really serious and others were kind of more light-hearted. Somebody actually did a debate all about Marmite.
Oh, really?
Which, well, if you think about it, yeah, it's got quite a lot of contention there. And the students also do documentaries, and that's what we're really proud of them this year. They've actually made some really good documentaries. We've had them broadcast on radio as well.
So what have the documentaries been about then?
We had one guy do a documentary on the folk train, which actually leaves Manchester, and it's all filled with folk musicians, and they actually use the trains and the train system to kind of publicise and increase an awareness about folk music. We had really nice documentary on the Northern Soul scene. I didn't think you could do it in 15 minutes, but this girl did a really good job, which is kind of, you know, when it's such a big thing like Northern Soul, you kind of think, oh yeah, how does that happen? And we've had longer documentaries made as well. We had one called When the Game is Over, what happens when your sports career spirals into despair. We had another one all about Lego. We used Lego as a team building exercise on the course. We put everyone in groups and got them to make things that looked like radio or sound. And it inspired one group of students, and they actually made their final project all about the history of Lego.
Oh, fantastic.
So it's been quite a varied mix, not just your music, but lots of different types of topics as well. And we've had the obligatory unsigned bands in Manchester as well.
Why not?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of music around in Manchester.
Yeah, exactly. So today then, can people come along and listen to different shows or the documentaries?
Yeah, we've got 3 or 4 different laptops playing different sorts of things. We've got one that's dedicated to documentaries, so people can come along, put the headphones in, have a listen, look through some of the student work. We've got one that's kind of a bit on music shows, so people can have a listen to that. The kids are very keen on that one today. And then we've got a slideshow showing some of the students in action, really, what they were doing, what it looks like to be in radio. Because I think a lot of people don't really realise what radio is all about, and they think it's just presenting, where actually all the work's in the production, I would say. But I think my presenters might disagree with me.
So they get work experience then while they're on the course?
Yeah, part of the course is we're a little bit mean to our students. We actually make them set up the work experience themselves. So we've had 15 students this year all go on to work experience. We've had 2 on BBC Radio Manchester as well, and they go on to varying different stations, and they actually get some good hands-on experience. A couple of them went on to community radio, and I think they were a bit like, oh, not too sure about that. And they all come back and do a presentation about their work experience to the group. And the ones that did the community stations, absolutely, they were eye-opening. They couldn't believe what went on into getting involved in running a community station. And a couple of them even now are volunteering and trying to support their local community as well, using their skills, practicing their skills until they get their first job in radio.
Oh, that's fantastic, isn't it? And how you find the event tonight, it's great, isn't it?
Oh no, I've actually really loved the event. It's really good to be, when you're a tutor on one course, it's really good to see everything that everyone's been doing. Some of the photography is amazing, some of the graphic design as well has been fantastic. Looking forward to the fashion show. I think I might just have missed a bit of that.
I think we're actually going to show it a bit later in this show, so you can catch it then.
And some of the interactive media, you always see the course title in the brochure and think, what's that all about? And the way they've mixed the sound, the film, the acting all together, it's been amazing. So it's been a really good venue for it as well.
It's a new venue, isn't it?
Yeah. I think previously the media shows have not been able to bring all the departments together, but it's been really good to see that, and to meet all the tutors and students, really. All the students are coming around going, oh, we could have done a bit of radio on our course. And I think that's what's been really good as well, is the tutors are now buzzing and sparking off each other and getting ideas for projects to do with their students next year. So we might be making you first year students in TV work really hard.
Fantastic. Well, thanks a lot for talking to us.
Oh, no worries.
And enjoy the rest of your evening. What we're going to do now is we're going to show you a video. It's a music video. It's called Deaf and the Creatures. I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
There is no wind and feeling empty anymore. No lights can take my focus away. Take a walk back, we'll ease this pain that's to come. Stand up and feel it. A moment is on its way. You won't believe it. Now you won't be coming first. It's not like you to say. It's over now. Cycling through photographs of me so you can see that you're not a burden. You're the light that shines above the darkness that I hold. It blankets over what we used to have. Stand up and feel it. A moment is on its way. You won't believe it. Now you won't be coming first. It's not like you to say. It's over now. This trist has lost its lovely battlefield. it's over. Stand up and feel it. A moment is on its way. You won't believe it. No, you won't be coming first. It's unlike you to say. It's over now.
Hi, welcome back again to the Manchester College end of year show, and it's been very busy here tonight and we've had a very enjoyable evening. I think everybody's been going and looking at all the exhibitions, photography, interactive media, jewellery, fashion. There's been a lot happening here tonight. There's been an air DJ display, there's been a fashion show, and there's still lots of people coming in to see their relatives and their friends' exhibitions. So joining me here at the moment is Bled, and he has made a film called The Last Unicorn. Bled, tell us something about the film you've made.
Okay, my name is Bled Abiyupi. I'm from Kosovo, which is Eastern Europe. I made a film last year called The Last Unicorn, which is a 3-minute film. It was for RSA competition, which is the Ridley Scott Associates. They had a competition, and they give you 6 lines of dialogue, and you have to come up with a story using those 6 lines of dialogue only. I came up with a short film called The Last Unicorn, and the story is quite simple actually, but at the same time it was quite a big challenge because you could not add any more words, so it was quite a challenge to using those words to make it make sense. So, but yeah, it was good. It was a low budget / no budget film, and I was using a stills camera, a Canon 7D for the first time, which was quite new for me because it's a stills camera, it shouldn't shoot video, if that makes sense. But we got some good results, and yeah, it was good.
So in the filmmaking process, given that you're operating a stills camera as opposed to a moving pictures camera, what challenges did that present for you?
The biggest challenge is the focus. Usually in the big budgets, you've got focus pullers who make sure everything's in focus. And with these cameras, they're so small that you can't really keep. You don't have too much control over focus and certain things. But it's a good tool. And if you have no budget, and if you want it to look good, it's going to give you a good result.
So was it a wholly independent production, or did you get help?
Self-funded by me. When I say self-funded, I mean the biggest things I had to pay for was props, some of the props which you had to get. But I had a lot of help from friends and people in the industry. I had a lot of help from Pam Doors, who I used her house. It's a big house. It's like a country house. It's quite nice. So big thanks to Pam and everyone else. Richard Griffiths, he's a script writer. He helped me with the story because I'm not a writer. So
all 6 lines.
Yes, but you have to have a story which made sense. So it was more about the actions which they did, because it's a very visual film basically. So I had a lot of help from Richard Griffiths and Richard Evans, who was producing it as well. But overall, everyone did it for free. I just paid expenses.
So Bled, you're a twin. Did you not rope your twin in to help?
He did. He does design, so he did help in his side. which is designed the title graphics and the similar visual effects, which were in the final film.
So how did it fare in the Ridley Scott Associates competition?
It went out of hundreds of films. It went to the next stage, basically, but it didn't go to the top 10. So I got some good feedback from it.
What was the feedback?
It was good because it was a cheap film, but it looked quite expensive. It's a cheap, but
yeah, but that's a big positive. Do you know if Ridley Scott actually saw your film?
I have no idea. I can't say. I think there's a judging panel, but I'm not sure if he was in it or not. But
okay.
Good feedback from the general public.
Thank you very much. Okay, now we're going to cut to that film and we're going to watch The Last Unicorn.
What's that? It's a unicorn.
Never seen one up close before. Beautiful.
Get away. Get away! I'm sorry.
Sarah. Third year interactive student. And you're doing animation, aren't you?
Yes.
Is that being exhibited today?
Again?
Is that being exhibited today?
Yeah, it's downstairs.
It's being shown. And
Yeah.
what's it about?
It's about a Belgian author named Amélie Nothomb. I don't know if you know her. It's an author that has her books traduced in more than 30 languages, and it's quite strange that no one in England knows anything about her. So I wanted to do two things. First of all, I wanted to introduce her and let people know about what she does. I didn't want to do that using my own words to describe her work, because her books and her writing style is very personal, and there's nothing like it. If you read one of the books, you can't probably think like, oh, that reminds me of that, because she really has something very special, very typical. So instead of writing an essay or anything about what she does, I wanted to give my own point of view, and I did an animation. I wanted to kind of translate her words to images, because images is what I do.
So have you finished the course now then?
Yeah.
And what do you hope to do next year?
Next year, I guess I'm going back to France, and I'll try to get a job.
So you mentioned you were from France. What made you want to go and study at the Manchester College?
In fact, I've always been interested in the UK. Like, I had kind of a fascination for this country. I always wanted to come here, and I came here with school 2 years ago, discovering a little bit the city. When the choice was where I'm going to go, I was like, why not Manchester?
Yeah. And have you enjoyed your time here?
Yeah, I did, indeed.
What do you think of the event here tonight?
Well, I like it because during the year we didn't really get a chance to get to know the other students, especially the ones who are in different campuses, and even in our own, we haven't seen what anyone was doing. So it's really nice to see how different the things produced are and how imaginative everyone is. I really like it.
There's so many people here as well, aren't they? It's great this evening.
Yeah.
Well, don't forget to keep checking our Facebook and our Twitter feeds, and we'll keep you posted on details that are happening there. Thank you for joining me, and enjoy the rest of the evening.
Thank you. Am I still?
There's a cold wind that's blowing back home, but something got lost there, something so beautiful. I had to let it go. So I left a note by the bed on an old photograph with the words that we never said. It was too much, I guess, but to understand my reasons, you must face up to your own demons. There's more to life than the rain and the snow, and the more that I learn, the less I know. But at the end of time, you know I'm standing by your side. But babe, this was once in a lifetime. The train rolls steady on its rusty tracks. For where I head now ain't no turning back. But I know that I had to take this road. In the canvas of the cold blue sky, I paint images of all of the times that tied us up and tragically tore us down. But to understand my reasons, you must take care of all your demons. There's more to life than we'll ever know, and the more that you learn, the more you'll grow. But at the end of time, you know I'm standing by your side. But babe, this was once in a lifetime.
Welcome back, and that was Damn Pie that we were watching there, and it's all been happening tonight at the Zion Centre and the Departure show from the Manchester College. And tonight we've got Ben Baxter with us now, and Ben was a student on the Interactive Media course.
Yeah, that's right.
And you've just completed a major project.
Yeah, my final project, which is nice to have finally completed. It's sort of been there, going on, plodding along for like a couple of weeks and a couple of months. Now it's all done and dusted, so I can relax.
So tell us about your project.
Well, my project is sort of a story of about two people who have sort of separated. They were in a relationship, they broke up, but then how the male of the relationship was trying to reconnect via sort of texting, sort of inhuman interaction. There was sort of an attempt to really capture how we interact as people now, generally with like Twitter and Facebook and text messaging, not actually having voice conversations. So it's a story about that with a bit of a random act of violence.
So this is a short film?
This is a short film.
And how long is it?
It's about 5 minutes.
And talk us through the process of the idea. How do you actually go about generating the idea for the film and then producing it and all the other things that go towards it?
I generally start off with like a big A2 bit of paper and just literally put everything I can think of down, any idea I think may be good, an idea that may think bad that I can just expand on. Then generally from there I'll come up with a few ideas that I think, yeah, these are workable, and then I start sort of looking at making scripts, story outlines and things like that. Then generally I'll come up with I'll have one idea that will make a full script and will be sort of a workable idea. Then it would get into the production phase. I'm quite lucky that I have quite a lot of friends who are doing this similar sort of thing, filmmaking, camera work, sound work. So I was able to give them a call and say, look, I've got this idea, do you want to come and help out? And they all were happy to come and help out. So once we got that, it was all like finding locations, and which is sometimes a bit tricky because you've got like permissions and to get the rights to use the locations.
There's quite a lot of admin work involved in producing
Yeah,
a film, isn't
I spent
there?
about 6 weeks doing admin work, trying to get myself to a point where I could do everything properly. It's a bit of a pain in the butt, to be honest. It's like every time you think you've done something, you've ticked it off the box, but it brings up 6 different other things that you have to sort out, which can be a bit of a pain, so to take away from the enjoyment of the filmmaking process. But these are the sort of things that have to be done, so you just got to do them. Yeah.
So what does the future hold for you, Ben? What are you going to do once you've actually celebrated finishing your degree and enjoying all the post-production parties and everything?
My current plan is as soon as I finish, I'll be moving back to Cardiff, and I've got some work lined up through a charity called Ministries Without Borders. I've done work for them in the past, and they're looking to take me on, going to do some work over the summer for their bigger conference that they have at Stafford County Showground. Then there's talk then through them that they want to do more stuff through the web, really looking at pushing media for the web, as they really feel that that's the way we're going to ingest all our media. It's going to be through the web, through the cloud. And we're looking to bring on a couple of guys that know what they're doing, sort of are interested in creating content for them to be pushed through the web.
That sounds like a really exciting thing to be getting into.
It is really exciting. It's very exciting to see what people are starting to do with the internet and what the possibilities that the internet hold now for video stuff, because you got shows being like, you got 4OD moving over to YouTube and stuff in the last couple of years, and you got content makers directly making stuff for YouTube that people can watch through that, which is interesting.
Well, Ben, we wish you the very
Thank
best
you.
of luck in your future career, and have you enjoyed your time at the Manchester College?
I have enjoyed my time at the Manchester College.
That's great. Okay, now we're going to cut to a video of the highlights of the show here at the Zion Centre, and we hope that you've been managing to follow us on Twitter and that you followed us on Facebook as well, and maybe you've even caught us on Ustream. And maybe you're in Exchange Square in Manchester now. If so, good evening, and hope you've enjoyed what you've seen so far.
From that video, we've been having a fantastic evening here at the Zion Centre in Manchester. And I'm joined now by Adam Newcombe. He's on the Interactive Media course, and you've just finished your third year here at Manchester College. Yes. Do you want to tell us a little bit about what you're doing?
What, for my exhibition piece?
Yeah.
Basically, I've done a movie trailer for a film that I have written the backstory for. And what I wanted to do was sort of explore After Effects as a medium to create sort of motion graphics and special effects, and just kind of sort of push my boundaries, obviously step outside my comfort zone slightly, just to sort of explore the options and see what I can do with it, really.
So you say you made a movie trailer?
Yeah.
What's the theme of that movie trailer?
Basically, the general storyline, it's a character called John Boltman, and he's sort of your everyday nobody, and he gets caught up in this sort of... he ends up in possession of this chemical called electronium, which was created by Dr. Martha Green as a renewable energy source to help save the world. But the government kind of get hold of it and try and use it as a sort of a weapon against, obviously, other countries and things. But sadly, it gets stolen to be sold on the black market and ends up in John Boltman's possession. He then gets caught up in a sort of an electrical storm, which causes the electronium to fuse with his body, giving him sort of superpowers. And basically, the government sort of lure him in to sort of try and get this electronium back from a very big terrorist called Boris Novetzky. And he sort of uses his powers, obviously, to try and help save the world. But there's a nice little twist at the end, where it turns out that the government sort of department that's sort of doing all this electronium research is actually linked with the terrorist. And obviously, John Boltman's left with a bit of a predicament as to how to go about sort of saving the world without sort of exposing the corruption of the government that's actually researching the chemical.
So you do actually have the whole story though, but you've just made the trailer.
I've just made the trailer because obviously I don't have a £100 million budget to go out and blow things up and, you know, sort of get all the fantastic shots you would get in a sort of a superhero movie. So I figured the easiest way to condense it down and make it work would actually just be make a trailer itself. sort of giving you a general gist of the storyline. And it actually proved quite a difficult thing to do, because obviously generally when they make trailers they've got an entire film to work with and take bits and pieces from. But obviously I had to sort of write the trailer and film each piece as I needed it. So it was a very tricky process.
So how long was that process then? 'Cause it sounds really confusing to do.
All in all, it was about 2 months' work in total. Say about 3 or 4 weeks, maybe even a bit more, 2.5 months. It was about 4 weeks sort of writing the backstory, sort of looking at screenwriting, screenplays, script writing and things like that. And then obviously I had to look into how to actually sort of filming techniques and things, because obviously being an interactive media student, not a film student, we don't get to learn that sort of stuff. So I had to sort of soak up information on that. Then obviously storyboard it. Luckily there's no scripting involved, as me and a friend composed a soundtrack to put over the top, so it's got an original score. And then obviously the last sort of 5 weeks or so, 6 weeks, was all the post-production and all the intricacies of the CGI and the special effects and the motion graphics, which is very, very exhausting.
And very, very
long hours.
Have you enjoyed it though?
Thoroughly enjoyed it. It's one of those projects, you know, you sit down, I'll do an hour or two.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, it's 4 o'clock in the morning, the birds are tweeting, and you think, right, I better just finish this one bit and then I'll go to bed. And you know, it's a lot of that sort of late nights, and then obviously getting up and doing the whole thing again.
Worth it in the end though, when you see an event like this and your work being shown.
Definitely,
It's fantastic.
the reception to it's been very good so far. Been quite lucky. I've had a few sort of little kids watching it, and obviously they're getting all excited with the lightning and the powers and things like that. So you know, that's always good to see. You know, I was quite nervous obviously about showing it. No one had actually seen it until today. I'd only seen it once, so it was sort of it was quite a sort of a grand opening first showing for everyone. So yeah, very nervous about that, but you know, it's gone down quite well so far. So I'm very pleased.
And you've finished now, don't you? So what are you hoping to do next year?
What I hope to do is sort of over the summer, I might even refine it a bit more and add some more footage into it. But then I want to sort of look at going into doing motion graphics and CGI and special effects for film and TV, including stuff like opening credits for film, or obviously sort of any post-production special effects work, you know, for any TV or film productions that'll take me.
Sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for talking to us today.
Not a problem at all.
Enjoy the rest of the evening.
I will do.
It's fantastic, isn't it?
Yes, very good.
What we're going to do now is we're going to watch a stop motion animation by Mariana Petrova called Running. So I'll put that on for you now.
Different people have different reasons. Stress relief, social benefit, weight loss, competition. Benefit of running, getting to know your city. Have you seen that? That was second time Never forget to put the music on. This is how it feels without it. Or when you choose wrong type of music. It kind of slows you down. Right, that was the third time now. Always watch out for strange people. Only joking, but he was a bit odd. He was flying. Hey, wait. Oh, there you are. Running. Reasons for running. Different people have different reasons. Stress relief.
Well, I took 9,000 pictures, but I've used just 2,000 for the actual animation. But it was about because I've took 9,000 just because I was doing trials, like to find out how to move the camera and stuff like this. So yeah, 9,000 altogether.
So explain to us how you actually made this program. Did you actually just physically go around taking a snap every few steps?
Yeah, myself, just like every fifth step, taking pictures, like moving the camera up and down and side to side, and every fifth step. And then because there's a guy in the animation, so when I was basically passing by the guy, just slow down like every second step, just to actually get the guy in the view, basically. Yeah.
How many memory cards did you go through on your camera?
I don't know, I can't remember loads. Well, I've got 4 gigs memory cards, and I've used them I don't know how many times, loads. Loads is basically all the projects got like 35 gigs, and it's just photographs. So yeah, I've got 9,000 pictures of Manchester on my laptop right now. So.
Well, what was the inspiration behind this particular animation? You love running, don't you?
Yeah, that was it. I was running because I love running. I'm a long distance runner, so I was just what was actually behind it. It's just like to show people, like what you're actually getting when you're running. It's not just about the running. It's about you actually getting to know your city and stuff like this. It's quite nice. Like people don't think about running like this. It's just like for them it's kind of boring. But it's actually not. It's quite interesting if you know, if you got a passion for it. So yeah, it's quite nice. That's why I did it, because to try to show to people how does it feel actually. So yeah.
So do you prefer to run around city centres or out in the open?
It depends. It's depend on the mood. Like I do both, but to be honest, I prefer like outside the city. But it's because it's more quiet, like let's say from Casterfield, go to Chorlton Water Park, like by the river, it's quite nice. But yeah, I don't mind to go to city centre as well. Yeah, it's depending on the mood really.
And you're originally from Czechoslovakia?
Czech Republic, yeah.
The Czech Republic,
yeah.
And you've come to study here, and you learnt English while you started studying?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, actually came here like 5 years ago with no English whatsoever, and so I started doing English course, and after 1 year I got absolutely bored, so I decided to do level 2 art and design multimedia, and then HND interactive media, and now it's my final year interactive media BA.
So what do you think you're going to do after you've partied and enjoyed the freedom of not having any major projects left to do?
I hope to get some job, because I've got passion for animation, but I think I want to do I want to get some job in like some magazine or stuff like that because I like page layout as well. So get a job like to do some like page layout for magazines or newspaper, something like that. Yeah, this is just my passion, and I'm definitely gonna keep doing it because I love it. So yeah, that's just my passion about animation. Yeah.
So you were telling me before about one of the things you don't like about Manchester.
Pardon?
You were telling me before one of the things you don't like about Manchester.
Obviously the weather. The weather is absolutely terrible. It's just like it's changing within half an hour. You can get really sunny and nice time, and then within 10 minutes it's raining and then windy. It's just I can't believe it. It's just. I mean, I like Manchester, but I don't like the weather.
Okay, well, let's hope that the weather picks up over the next few weeks so you can enjoy and
hopefully,
relax.
yeah. Hopefully, yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much for having me here. Thank you.
And everybody, hope that you're still watching on Ustream and down there at Exchange Square in Manchester. And needless to say, there's Twitter and there's also Facebook. And now we're going cutting to the highlights of the fashion show, which we're all really looking forward to. Terrible.
Thank you.